So those were the top headlines of the hour that we're tracking for all our viewers here on DD India Live. And now to begin with the biggest story of the day. Well, Julian Assange is free. He was granted bail by the High Court in London and was released at Stansted Airport during the afternoon, where he boarded a plane and departed the United Kingdom. Assange left Belmarsh Maximum Security Prison after having spent 1,901 days over there. On his release, WikiLeaks said this is the result of a global campaign all the way to the United Nations. This also created the space for a long period of negotiations with the US Department of Justice. The charges against the WikiLeaks founder in the United States stem from one of the largest publications of classified information in America's history. 52-year-old Assange has agreed to plead guilty to a single criminal count of conspiring to obtain and disclose classified US national defense documents. Assange is due to be sentenced to 62 months of time already served at a hearing on the island of Cyprus. And to get you the latest on this, I'm joined by DD India correspondent from Washington, Nick Harper. A very good morning to you, Nick, from India. First of all, what is the plea all about?
Morning, Deepika. Yeah, quite an incredible new twist in this long-running legal saga, and it now does appear that all of this appears to be in the home stretch. Bear in mind that back in 2010, when WikiLeaks published these classified documents and diplomatic cables, they numbered about 700,000, and at the time they were the largest security breach of classified documents in US military history. We are told that Julian Assange has now left the United Kingdom. He's travelling by plane, and at the other end he will face a court. During that court appearance, we're told that he will plead guilty to a single plea, and in return he'll be sentenced to 62 months in prison. But he's already served 5 years in jail in the United Kingdom, so therefore no new jail time will be added. Instead, he will be a free man and be allowed to return home to Australia. Really quite incredible when you bear in mind that when he was indicted here in the United States back in 2019, he was facing the possibility of 170 years behind bars if he were to be convicted. And one interesting twist in all of this, throughout, he has fought the extradition from the United Kingdom to serve trial here in the United States. So this court appearance won't be taking place in mainland United States. Instead, it'll be taking place in a far-flung territory, the North Mariana Islands. He'll be appearing before a judge there in about 22 hours' time from now. It'll be a historic court appearance and the end of a very long legal saga.
Also, Nick, we are learning the fact that it is yet to be approved by a federal judge. What next are we expecting on this?
That's right. In theory, it needs final sign-off by a US federal judge. We're not exactly sure when that will take place, but in theory, at some point in the coming hours. It's nighttime here in the United States. It's about 9:30 in the evening. It could take place when courts reopen on Tuesday morning. But in theory, that is something of a formality because the Department of Justice has already signed off on this. They say that they're happy for him to plead guilty because he's already served 5 years in jail, which is longer than most other people who are convicted of a similar crime actually end up in jail. And we also know that President Biden has been pushing for some time to get the case resolved. Incredible pressure from Australia, his home country, Julian Assange's home country. We've heard from the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, there, really pushing Biden to try and get the case dropped. And it seemed as if it was going to move in that direction. So backing from the President, backing from the Department of Justice. And in theory, when he appears in court in about 22 hours' time, it will be a quick appearance. And after that, he'll be a free man and heading home to Australia.
All right, this is a huge development. Thank you so much, Nick, for joining us and bringing the latest on this developing news. Moving on to Russia.